toward it. You have to work toward it. And a lot of times that's what we do, man. We fall in love with the idea of being in love. And when we don't see that in our lives, it automatically builds up frustration, because this picture that's been painted is like everything's supposed to be peaches and creams. But when you wake up every morning, that's not what you're getting. That's not what you get, man. And we can't get relaxed after 2 or 3 years. Now, we know some things are going to change as time progresses, But like I say, the things that you can change and the things that you can stay on top of, those are the things that you have to stay on top of. Because you're going to run into enough things that you can't do nothing about. So you might as well, you can look forward to that. So the things you can change it. Because, like, again, you're going to run into some things that you can't change. And that's going to be what it is. And if you build yourself up, you'll be able to deal with it, because I don't believe that there's no situations that arise, man, that we don't have the abilities to resolve. We can resolve it. Like I say, we're going to hear things that's going to grieve us. We're going to see things that's going to grieve us. But how we conduct ourselves is always going to be the determining factor, man. Always.
End of the day, man, what you going to do with you? You control you.
Definitely.
You handle
Most
you.
definitely.
How do you going to deal with you? Because that just shows confidence in yourself, man. Confidence in, who God is and how he created you to be. And some people don't handle confidence well, right? A lot of times they look at that, well, you just being arrogant, or you this, or you that. No, confidence. There's a thing called confidence, because I don't compromise and just, well, you go this way. Okay, go this way. Okay, go this way. No, I don't want to go that way. And I'm okay with how anybody feel about, I don't want to go that way. No, because everybody else is doing what they want to do, how they want to do it. So why would I stop? Why would I stop that? Listeners, why would you stop that? Why would you stop that? If you got an individual, well, I'm going to go hang out with the boys, I'm going to go do this and I'm going to go do that, or whatever the case may be. But then you always at the home, always at the house. Well, I'm going to go hang out with the girls over a happy hour. I do this. What you going with that for? Ain't nothing out there. Ain't this. And the joker here can move around at leisure, do what he want to do. He come home. Hey, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy yourself? Yeah, we just did so-and-so. Okay, well, good. I hope you had a good time. And you can't go nowhere. You locked up. You
can't leave.
Can't leave out of his presence. Can't leave out the site, out their site. Man, please, man. That's some paranoia right there. That's some control stuff right there.
Exactly. That's too much of an insecurity, man. You got to be able to allow, and that's where that trust come in at too, man. And this is why a lot of things, the communication have to be good. Communication has to be pretty much excellent. You have to have that. But a lot of people don't. A lot of times we don't be understanding that. When you're dealing with trust, man, trust is something that you just don't automatically give it to somebody, right?
No, you better not.
You have to build up on it. You have to
be earned, man.
Exactly.
It has to be earned, man.
Yes, sir. I totally agree, man. I think a lot of those we don't do. You know what I'm saying? We just start giving it out and thinking that it's going to be reciprocated like that, and it's not, man. And that's that unrealistic.
There you go. You hammer right on that point. That's unrealistic to think that, because you just go, I just trust you. And we just give them all the information, give them a whole life story. You don't know what they're going to do with that information. Let me chill for a minute. Let me get to know you. Let me see, because everybody can't handle your truth. That's why a lot of times, man, I talk about quiet adjustments, because if you really give your truth, they couldn't handle it. If they really gave you their truth, you couldn't handle it. So again, everybody is making their own quiet adjustments. They may be just ringing with anger or something like that. But if I say something, that's going to cause another problem. Then that's going to cause another problem. And then when somebody get mad, they let loose on everything that's on their mind. Yeah. And if you done made me mad, I'm going to do my best to hurt your feelings. And that's what people do, man. You hurt my feelings, I'm going to hurt yours. Now, you may later on come back, well, I didn't mean to say that. You just kind of took me there. But no, you meant it. You said it. Oh, yeah, you meant it. You meant it. Now, you done had time to doggone let it stew over it, and to kind of like let it mess with your mind. Hey, I shouldn't have said that particular way. But if you said it out loud, you thought it, and it's been there. So a lot of times, man, again, quiet adjustments. Also, man, shout out Christy Bishop, man, longtime fan, always supporting the show, always tuning in. Appreciate you for tuning in, always being rock solid on the show. Thank you so much, because there's so much information, so many shows out here to be listening to. So you to tune in and think about a radio like you do, hey, that's solid right there. Shout out to you, Christy Bishop. Shout out to you and then your whole family and everything,
Most
She
definitely.
just made a
Most
comment
definitely.
real quick, man. Let me read a comment real quick as well. Hold on. She said,
Right.
before people enter a relationship, they should spend time getting to know themselves before involving another person in. Makes sense to me. And,
Right.
and we talked about that earlier, right? That's what happens, though,
Yeah.
because if I don't know me, you can tell me to be anything. You can
Right.
tell me, you can just kind of pull me in any direction that you want me to go, because I don't know me. I don't know my level of tolerance. I don't know what, you know what, you shouldn't be doing that. That's not a good relationship. That's not healthy, right? So a lot of times we're looking for people to define us, to make us
Right.
feel a certain way, because we got this missing ingredient, and we looking for them to feel it.
Right. Right. Exactly, man. And then you do also you got some men that with all they want to do is to take care of a woman. And for those that's like that and they feel like they're successful at it, I salute them. And it's the same way for the women. You got some women out here that all they want to do is take care of a man. And if they successful at it, I salute them. You know what I mean? You can't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if they are happy with it, if they happy with what they're doing, hey, more power to you. So we are speaking to those that, you know, this it's hard for them to determine if this is something they want to keep or something they want to walk away from, because sometimes it's hard for them to walk away. You know, that the porch is some of the hardest things is that final moment. You know, you can do the replay in your head all day long, but when it's time to shut that door behind you, that's a whole nother level right there, man. And a lot of people don't be prepared for it, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. Some people don't know how to deal with rejection. Some people don't know how to deal with the fact that, you know, they got left or somebody moved on. You know, some people don't know how to deal with that. You know what I mean? And those are a personal issue that can trickle off into a relationship or marriage. You know what I mean? And it's like the sister just said, knowing themselves. Like, you have to know yourself. And it goes back to what we were saying earlier. If you find a man that can pretty much maintain and take care of himself in a relationship, that's a plus. You know what I mean? That's a huge plus.
It's a huge plus, man. It's a huge plus. You know, and I think sometimes, though, man, and now depend on the individual that you get involved with, though. Either they'll look at that as an asset or they'll look at that as a threat. Because now I can't really control that person. I don't really have much to tell that person, because they pretty much got it together, right? Because you know, sometimes, you know, we always want to correct people. You didn't do that right. You didn't say that. You didn't do this. You did. So got to find something. You got to find something to pull out, because if that person come, everything is already 100. Everything is already 100. So a lot of times, man, that can either become, again, an encouragement to the individual, or that can become intimidating, because they may have had relationship in the past to where they enjoyed being the one that is always correcting that person, and feel like, you know, they had to be there to help them get it right, because if they weren't there, they just wasn't gonna get it right. They just wasn't gonna do it.
Right. That's true too, man. It's true. And another thing, that for those that's independent like that know they can maintain by themselves, the only thing that I would say is, like, we can't become conceited or arrogant. That could be a problem. There's nothing wrong with being like that, but you can't become arrogant and conceited because you are like that, because it's going to take away from what you are able to do for yourself than to add. You know what I mean? Some of these factors are used for enhancements, you know, to enhance the situation. But if you got that type of attitude or mentality about it, being arrogant and conceited, it could take away. It's just like, you know, people probably have everything going on, look nice, dress nice, everything, but their personality stinks. You know what I'm saying? And the personality stinks. You can care less about the money. You can care less about how they look, because the personality ain't no good. You know what I mean? The personality ain't no good. And
it goes out the window.
Exactly. And you can find people that don't have nothing with the best personality, man, and be full of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I see people on the corner, man, begging for money, standing on the corner, man, got some of the better attitudes in the world. And rather than you got a joker behind you that's honking the horn, aggravated, mad, frustrated, while they're in the car that has gas on their way probably to a job or to a destination or somewhere to lay their head, and you got people up under the bridge that still got a more positive disposition than you. So like you said, though, you definitely right about that, man. It's very It's very encouraging, man. When you pay attention, when you pay attention out here, man. If you pay attention to the right things enough, life will encourage you. If you're down, despondent, and depressed and stuff like that, we gotta start looking internally and figure out what kind of decisions are we making in our life that cause us to be where we are. Because no matter what, no matter who you are, no matter what your name is, where you are today is 100% reflection of your decisions. There's no one to blame. There's no one to blame for you being where you are in your life right now, whether you man, woman, child, black, white, purple, or polka dot. Wherever you are in your life right now, it's a sum product of your decision making. And if you don't like where you are right now, make better decisions. If you don't like what you're doing, make better decisions, make better adjustments, get around better people, get around those that's going to encourage you rather than those that's going to pull you down. Forget your haters. I don't want to give a whole bunch of attention to the haters. What you talking about the haters so much for? Forget the haters. The haters can't make you greater. God make you greater than any hater out here. So what you worried about a hater for? What you worried about somebody that doesn't have your best interest at heart? And as we say sometime, man, realistic versus unrealistic. We may, in reality, be laying beside a hater every night. You dig what I'm saying? So we got to be able to understand that what kind of person do we have in our life and what are we allowing in our space? You have to control that. You have to monitor that. You have to gauge that. Just like an air conditioner system, man. If you want the air to be at a certain particular level, you got to put that thermostat on a certain temperature. If you don't want it to be hot, you want to make sure you ain't got that son of a gun on 85, 90 degrees and expect for it to be cool in the house. It's going to be hot because whatever the temperature is gauging, that's what you're telling that system to do. I need you to do X, Y, Z. So monitor the temperature in your life. If you like it cool, calm, and collected, doggone walk around with 72 degrees, baby. Walk around and do what you need to do the best way you need to do it, unapologetically. Especially if everyone else is doing what they want to do, how they want to do it unapologetically. How the hell you going to let somebody put you in a box? How you going to let somebody put that top on that box and close that box on you where everybody else is walking outside the box like a summer gun? That makes no sense. That's your fault. So, yeah, you're going to have some resentment. Yeah, you're going to have some anger because you boxed yourself in. You did it to yourself. Self-inflicted wounds, relationships. If their person's not treating you right, not showing you love, not being right, move around. That ain't the only person out here. They ain't the only person out here in the world, man. If you miserable and unhappy every day, you reserve the right to get around, to get out of that situation. Go somewhere else. Go be around somebody else. How about this? Be by yourself. Be by yourself then. If everything else is just so messed up and so crappy, it's okay with being by yourself. You can do a lot of stuff by yourself, man. Square business, man. Miss Bishop said, "Don't complain about it. If you what say, don't complain about and try and change your situation. Bottom line, don't complain, man, and try to change the situation, man, because we have to get rid of that complaining spirit. We have to get rid of that complaining spirit, man. And again, well, I'm doing it too, because sometimes I grumble and complain about stuff, but then I have to catch and grab myself. Hey, hold on.
Right.
You're too blessed to be stressed, because stress is a silent killer. Stress will take you out. Stress will take you out, man. And so we have to really get away from that grumbling and complaining, that murmuring, because at the end of the day, if we're still here and alive and breathing, then we're blessed, because some people didn't wake up this morning. Some people didn't get up this morning. Some people have lost their life. Some people have lost their limbs. Some people have lost their will to live, because of the just reality of how life done beat them down and how they let life beat them down. So we got a lot more going for us that we can't see than we have going against us that we can. So we have to be able to just make those adjustments, man. Make those adjustments and live that best life. Now, on the show, man, we always coming with solutions, right? Okay,
yes,
so
yes,
we're gonna hear those since we're talking about realistic versus unrealistic. Let's just hit them with a couple of solutions, man, and then you can go forth and enjoy the rest of your evening. I can go forth and enjoy the rest of mine. I have to have a conversation with my wife because I filled out a little thing today. It was called love language, the 5 love languages or whatever. She filled out one and has certain scores on certain categories. I filled out one. I had certain scores on certain categories, and then we're gonna discuss it tonight after the show and everything, man. So like I said, I'm interested in how that conversation is going to go because, some people desire certain things this way.